Magandang araw sa inyo mga kakalkulus. Okay, so we're back again for this part 2 of the definite integrals. I hope na you already watched the first part of the definite integrals. So continuing on our discussion, the second part of the definite integral is all about its properties and some of the rules. So, kung sa differential calculus, may mga rules regarding limits. So, sa definite integral naman, now after knowing summation notation, we have also properties. So, paano ba ini-evaluate yung definite integrals or an integral having its limits? So, first, from the original form of our definite integrals. So again, review lang tayo ng konti ha. We have the integral of the function dx from a to b, where a and b are the range. We have the lower limit, which is the a or lower boundary, and b is the upper boundary or the upper limit, as long that our a is less than b. So, hindi pa pwedeng magkapalit siya, no? Lagi yung mababa, yung range, yung simula, yung nasa baba, tapos yung kung saan naman hangganan, b. So, the first property of our definite integrals, okay, the integral of f of x dx from the normal function from a to b is also the same as having its negative value. But as you notice, nagkabaliktad yung limits niya. Now, yung pinakasimula naman is b to a. So, equal lang sila as long that your b this time is less than a. So, kung gagawin ninyo na mas mauuna ngayon yung dulo, papunta sa simula, okay lang, pero dapat may negative sign sa simula. So, second property is that we have a function again of dx f of x dx from the normal form of from a to b is the same as from a to a, equal na daw siya sa 0. So kung ano daw yung lower limit mo, nakamukha niya ang upper limit, huwag nyo nang isolve kasi siya ay 0. Bakit magiging 0? Mamaya explain natin yan pag nagkaroon na tayo ng examples. Okay, for the third property, we have the summation. No? Parang ano to continuation. No? Summation of the same function where, so ayan, medyo may konting changes lang. No? Limits from a to b siya, pero parang nagkaroon ng stopover. So, hindi natin munang kukunin yung pinakasimula hanggang dulo kasi yung dulo yung b. Nagkaroon siya ng pahinga kay c. So, pwedeng, halimbawa, from a to b, nagkaroon ng stopover on the middle part, which is the c. So, you can have it integral from a to c plus from c to b. Kung saan ka nag-stop, doon ka ulit magsisimula. Kasi minsan sa isang equation or problem, masyado siyang mahaba, applying the limits or solving it accordingly, no, by means of definite integrals, parang chinap-chap mo rin siya, no, inunti-unti. So, pwede rin yun. As long that our function is continuous from A to B. So, closed interval yan, ha. Ibig sabihin, walang putol yung graph pag dinrawing nyo yan doon sa limits niya from A to B, where A is less than C and C is less than B. So, parang stopover yung sa C. Okay, and for the fourth property, we have K, where K is constant. We have the product of a constant and it's a function. So, parang form normal lang na ginagawa natin. No? Yung constant sa integral, pwede nang ilabas. Tapos, kunin lang daw natin yung integral ng f of x dx. Okay, and for the last property, adding or subtracting two different functions, we can separate it or distribute the integral as together with the limits. So we have integral of f of x dx plus or minus g of x dx, where the limits is from a to b. So paano ba natin i-evaluate yung limits na a to b? Yung discussion natin before this, yung part 1 of the definite integral, ginamit natin yung Riemann sum and applying the limits. So, hindi na ganun yung gagawin natin. No? That is the long method. Paano ba nangyari ang integral calculus? So, that's explain everything. So, this time, we're going to solve problems, including yung problems sa book ninyo na yung problem na sinolve using Riemann sum, isosolve ulit yon using ito na yung wave formula na. Okay, so we have also fundamental theorems of integral calculus. If f of x is continuous, so kailangan continuous, otherwise hindi natin makukuha yung integral calculus niya. Okay, where if f of x is continuous on the closed interval a and b, or a to b, that's our limits or range, and f of x, take note of the function or the letter f. Yung kanina, small letter f, this time naman, capital letter F. So, ano ibig sabihin? Yung small letter f, yan yung problem sa integral calculus na function. Yung capital letter F, yan na yung sagot sa integral calculus. Kung natatandaan nyo ulit, yung differential calculus naman, yung f of x na malaki na f, yan yung problem sa differential. Tapos yung sagot sa differential, yun naman yung small letter f. So, again, if f of x is continuous on the closed interval ab, and f of x is the indefinite integral of f of x. So, yun daw yung sagot. So, ano daw mangyayari? So, the first theorem on integral calculus, so yung limits of the Riemann sum is the same as the integral function na nung Riemann sum. So, parang i-evaluate nyo lang as normal integral calculus. So, how to evaluate limits? After getting the integral of the function, substitute the value of limits in the variables. No? So, we have f of b, yun na yung sagot, no? Minus f of a. What does it mean? So, upper limit, na-substitute nyo muna sa variable yung upper limit, which is b, minus substitute nyo naman yung value ni lower limit sa constant o sa variable. Kaya, upper minus lower. So, i-integrate lang natin yon, tapos isa-substitute natin yung limits or range. Okay, where f of b minus f of a is the same as, kung symbolically, no? Yung sagot, f of x, tapos open and close bracket, a to b. So, yun yung parang final answer, tapos pwedeng pag-iwalayin. Okay, so, apply pa rin natin yung mga different methodologies. So, lahat ng pinag-aralan nating formulas from the start, gagamitin natin yon. Tapos, sasamahan lang natin ng limits. No? Ganun lang. So, ganun lang. So, kailangan naintindihan ninyo yung discussion natin from the start. Kasi kung hindi nyo naintindihan, paano ninyo ma-apply yung limits? So, diba? Kaya, pag sinabi ko, class, we are going to have an exam, lalo na sa finals, huwag nyo nang tanungin kung ano pa yung coverage or yung topics. Mula pa rin yan sa simula hanggang matapos. So, hindi natin pwedeng, ito lang yung pag-uusapan natin. No. We need to start all over again. Parang kanta lang. Hanggang katapusan. So, a-apply lang natin yung limits. Okay, so the limits of the Riemann sum is equals to the integral, which is equals to the upper limit minus lower limit, or yun na yung sinasabi kanina, no? F of x, yung pinakasagot sa integral calculus, having the lower limit a to b. Okay, so now let's proceed. Examples, or solving the example. Example number 1. Okay, so ano yung kailangan natin? Sa simula class, kailangan talaga natin, lalo na sa area, you need to draw. Medyo mag-advanced topic lang tayo kasi kailangan ninyo ma-visualize kung ano itsura, lalo na pag mag-solve na tayo ng area. No, dito wala pa namang area pero advance lang ako ng konti, no? So, evaluate the integral of the function where the function is 9 minus x squared dx from 0 to 3. So, actually, ang pinahanap kasi natin dyan ay area. Pero hindi muna natin dinidiscuss yung area kasi may specific topic yan for the area and for the volume. Okay, but for your benefits, i-drawing natin kung ano itsura niyan sa Cartesian coordinate system. So first, alamin nyo muna, ano ba yung 9 minus x squared? It is an equation. Equation of what? Hindi siya linear. It can never be a linear or a line kasi quadratic na si x. So it is a parabola. So sa book ninyo, may review doon on analytic geometry. I think that's on page 157. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Hindi, check it na lang. Review of your analytic geometry. So meron doon lines, different formulas of lines regarding lines, both the general and standard equation of lines. Okay, pag linear yon. Pag quadratic naman or conic sections, we have circle, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Ayun yung naka-raise kay 2. So, on this problem, naka-raise kay 2, it means conic section siya. Pwede siya maging circle, parabola, ellipse, or hyperbola. So, that equation is a parabola. So, sabihin niyo, sir, paano nyo nalaman? So, you have to be familiarized. Yun yung sinasabi ko. Sa final exam ninyo, walang nakalagay na drawing, hindi ko sasabihin kung ano yan. Kailangan familiar kayo. Okay, so ano itsura niyan pag dinrawing? On the Cartesian coordinate x and y axis, okay, from negative 3 to 3. But actually, yung limits kasi niya from 0 to 3. So, kalahati lang yung kukunin natin. Now, from 0 to 3 lang. Tapos, we have 9 on top. So, sir, saan nyo nakuha yung 9? Based ba yun sa given? No. Kasi pag sinolve ninyo yung equation na yan, okay, transforming that into its standard equation. So, ano ba yung standard equation ng parabola? So, kailangan nyo munang matransform yung functions, yung 9 minus x squared to its standard form para masabi ninyo kung ano itsura ng parabola. Pwede kasing concavity or buka pa kaliwa, concavity or buka pa kanan, upward, smiley face yun, downward, sad face. So, since the quadratic is on the x variable, so concavity niyan pataas or pababa lang. But the concavity of that equation, masasabi ko, downward or sad face. So, paano ko ulit nalaman? You have to transform that function 9 minus x squared to its standard form. So, aralin nyo na lang yon. So, yung function na 9 minus x squared is the same as your equals to y. So, if I'm going to draw that, yan yung itsura niya, no? Sad face, concavity downward. So, that's the equation. So, ano dyan ang hinahanap? Again, medyo advanced tayo magdi-discuss ha. In reality, ang area na hinahanap dyan, no, based doon sa limits from 0 to 3. Ito yan. No, yung kalahati. So, identical kasi class yung parabola, no? May axis of symmetry siya. Ang axis of symmetry natin is your y, kasi kung ano meron sa kanan, meron sa kaliwa. So, pinag-uusapan lang natin the area bounded having a limits of 0 to 3. Okay, so sinolve yan sa book ninyo using Riemann sum. Na yung medyo long method, but this time we're going to solve it yung shortcut na siya. So, again, writing the problem integral of 9 minus x squared dx limits from 0 to 3. So, sabi doon sa theorem niya, you're just going to get its integral value. I-integrate nyo muna, huwag nyo muna isipin yung limits. So the integral of 9 minus x squared can be separated into 9dx minus integral of x squared dx, both having a limits from 0 to 3. So huwag kakalimutan yung limits na yan. Okay, for the first term, the integral of 9 dx is 9x. So sabi doon sa form na yan, no, pwedeng ilagay sa bracket, then apply limits. Ayan yung f of x, kung natatandaan nyo kanina. No, malaking f of x, naka-bracket, tas may limits. Minus, okay, yung kabila namang side, we have x cubed over 3. Na pag in-integrate yun, limits from 0 to 3. Okay, do you follow? So we have two sets, now first term and the second term. So if we're going to solve that, sabi, apply now the limits. So sabi ko kanina, upper minus lower. So if we're going to apply upper minus lower on the first part, na parang si 9, yung x, papalitan ko ng upper, minus si 9, papalitan ko si x ng lower, no, for the first part. Upper minus lower. Minus, okay, ganun din sa kabila. Okay, upper, which is 3 raised to 3 over 3, minus lower of 0 raised to 3 over 3. Okay, nasusundan ba? So, we have 9 times 3, 27. 9 times 0 is 0. Okay, so 3 raised to 3. 3 times 3, 9 times 3. So, the same as 27 over 3. Okay, tapos, ang mangyayari is 0 raised to 3 over 3 is 0. Okay, continue answering. Okay, so we have 27. Minus 27 over 3 is 9. So, we're going to have the answer the same as using Riemann sum of 18. Okay, so pwedeng ganyan yung methodology. Or kung, kasi medyo mahaba, no, nadodoble yung 9, nadodoble yung x over 3. Pwede rin kasi class, no, if you're going to apply the rule in integral, no, dito na tayo ha, balikan ko na, sa 9x. Balik lang tayo dito. Okay, kasi pwedeng ilabas na yung constant. Diba? Ang pinapalitan lang naman natin ng limits, yung what? Yung variable. So, pwedeng ilabas na natin yung constant na para hindi makagulo. Okay, so yung variable x na lang yung papalitan. Second term, may constant din na 1/3. Pwede ko rin ilabas. Yung variable x na lang ang papalitan. Ayan. Tingnan natin kung the same answer din yung mangyayari. So, we have 9. So, applying the limits, we have the upper, ayun yung si x, minus si lower. Okay, sana nasusundan ha. So, let's try on the second term. The upper, papalitan si x ng 3, minus, papalitan ulit si x ng 0, minus lower. So, 9, 3 minus 0 is 3, minus 1/3. 3 raised to 3 is 27, minus 0. So, 9 times 3 is 27. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So, the same answer, no? Arriving at the same answer. So, bahala kayo kung ano yung mas gusto ninyong gawin. No, yung hindi nilalabas yung constant, or yung nilalabas yung constant. Na it's up to you. Okay, so let's solve another example. Okay, wait lang. Okay, the second example, so hindi na muna natin i-drawing siya ha. Babalikan natin yung drawing niyan pag nandoon na mismo tayo sa area. If we're going to talk about area and volume. So let's try evaluating or solving the problems, applying its limits or evaluating the limits. So, evaluate the integral of x squared square root of x cubed plus 1 dx na from 0 to 2. So, sabi ko sa inyo, kailangan alam nyo yung na-memorize or naintindihan yung topics mula simula. Hindi kasi pwedeng paano ma-apply yung limits kung hindi mo naintindihan yung previous topics. Okay, so paano ba natin isosolve yan? So, actually, two functions yan, no? X squared and square root of x cubed plus 1. So, gawin muna natin. Para hindi kayo malito, let's change it from radical to exponential. Pwede kasing gawin x cubed plus 1 raised to 1 half. So, paano ba sinasolve yan? You can apply different methodologies or techniques na methods of integration. Nasa sa inyo yun. So, pag product rule, you can use by parts according sa formula. Pero, kung makakancel nyo naman yung isa dyan, hindi nga kailangan ng by parts. Okay, obviously, on this case, pwedeng makancel si x squared by inspection. So, dapat unang tingin nyo pa lang, kahit pa paano, may ano na kayo, may kiliti na sa utak nyo eh. Uy, product siya. Makakancel ko ba yung isa? Pag hindi makakancel yung isa, apply by parts o yung product rule, yung UB minus integral of V du. Pero kung makakancel naman, hindi na kailangan yon. Dito, obviously, we can eliminate x squared. Paano tatanggalin si x squared? If I'm going to let u si x cubed plus 1, so we can have du. So, integral of x cubed plus 1 is 3x squared dx. Okay, lumabas si x squared. So, ibig sabihin sa problem, makakancel ko si x squared. Okay, tapos kukunin ko lang mamaya si dx. 3x squared. Ayan, para makancel to. So, we have integral from 0 to 2 of x squared. So, ito yung kakancelin. X cubed plus 1. So, we represent it as u, which is raised to 1 half. Dx is now equals to du over 3x squared. So, by inspection, sabi ko sa inyo sa simula pa lang, makakancel na natin si x squared. Tapos si 1/3, pwede ko nang ilabas. Integral of u raised to 1 half du. So, simpleng power formula na lang siya. Okay, sa power formula, you just add 1. So, 1 half plus 1 is 3 half. So, we have 1/3. Okay, tandahanin ko lang muna, u raised to 3 over 2 over 3 over 2. So, wala ng plus c. Anong mangyayari ngayon? Meron na akong limits from 0 to 2. Okay, yun na yung ibig sabihin nun. Pwede ko nang i-enclose dito. So, simplify muna natin yung nasa loob. Okay, by getting the reciprocal of 3 halves. So, pag sinabing reciprocal, babalik ta rin natin, no, yung 2 mailalagay sa taas. So, we have 1/3 times, so, mababaliktad. Si 2 mapupunta sa taas, si 3 mapupunta sa baba. Of u raised to 3 halves. Okay, wala ng plus c ha, kasi definite na siya. From 0 to 2. So, simplify muna natin before natin i-apply ang limits. So, 1 times 2 is 2. Over 3 times 3 is 9, where our u is being represented by x cubed plus 1 raised to 3 halves. Okay, and we have the limits from 0 to 2. So, it's up to you kung anong gustong gawin. Pwedeng isama si 2 over 9 or pwedeng iset aside sa limit. So, pwede rin labas ko na si 2 over 9. Okay, tapos, ito na lang x cubed plus 1 raised to 3 halves ang a-applyan ng limit. So, take note of the exponent na 3 halves. Hindi pa pwedeng baliwalain yan. Baka makalimutan nyo. Now, applying the limit, so we have 2 over 9. So, yung upper limit muna tayo, which is 2. Substituting the variable x plus 1 raised to 3 halves. Okay, minus the lower limit, 0 raised to 3 plus 1 raised to 3 halves. Okay, mas maganda talaga nilalabas yung constant, no? Para hindi na siya makagulo. So, we have 2 over 9. Okay, 2 raised to 3. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. Plus 1, 9. So, 9 raised to 3 halves. Minus 0 raised to 3 plus 1 is just simply equals to 1 na lang. Raised to 3 halves. So, what is 9 raised to 3 halves? Okay, so paano natin simplify 9 raised to 3 halves? 9 raised to 3 halves is 27. So, since the base is 1, so this is the same as 1. So, 27 minus 1 is 26. So, 26 times 2, we have 52 over 9. So, kung pwede pang i-reduce yan, we need to reduce. But if not, kung wala, so this is our final answer. Ay nasusundan? Sana nasusundan nyo, ha? So, kung alam nyo mag-integrate, madali lang ang definite integrals. Pero kung hindi nyo alam mag-integrate or hindi nyo kabisado yung mga techniques and formulas, okay, so mahihirapan kayo. Okay, and for our last example, evaluate the limits or integral having a limits from 0 to pi over 4 of sine 2r dr. Kung napansin niyo, this is now trigonometric function. So, konting review tayo. Pag involve ang trigonometric function, yung angle niya is C2R. Okay, angle niya C2R. So, anong kinalaman ngayon itong limits? Na yung 0 to pi over 4. So, pag angle mo ay pi, pagkasama ang trigonometric, it must be in degree. So, yung pi sa degree is 180 degrees. So, kung pi over 4, so lumalabas na 180 divided by 4. 45 degrees yan. So, parang sinabi natin from 0 degrees to 45 degrees. Inano ko lang, ginawa ko lang pi over 4. But it can be evaluated as 45 degrees. So, ang tanong, paano muna natin siya, ayan, i-integrate. Okay, so wala namang problema doon kasi ile-let you lang naman natin yung angle niya. Kasi may formula na tayo for sine u. So, let u equals to 2r. So, we have du is equals to 2dr. Tapos, papalitan natin mamaya yung dr. Cancel na. So, we have integral of sine 2r, which is u. dr is equals to du over 2. Limits from 0 to pi over 4 or 45 degrees. So, we can bring out the constant 1/2 and we're just going to evaluate the integral of sine u du, and after that, we're going to apply the limits. Okay, so the integral of sine u, okay, ingat, okay, positive, negative. Okay, so negative yan, negative cosine u. So, wala nang plus c kasi i-apply ngayon natin yung limits from 0 to pi over 4. Okay, so yung negative sign, pwede ko nang isama kay 1/2 para hindi makagulo. Tapos yung cosine u, papalitan muna natin si u ng 2r bago i-apply yung limits. Okay, so we have negative 1/2 times, okay, applying the upper limits of pi over 4. So, times pi over 4 minus, okay, hindi si 2r lang ha, tandaan kasi baka makalimutan nyo, hindi pwedeng paghiwalayin yung function at yung angle, isang buo yan kasi baka gawin nyo yung cosine nag-iisa lang, no? Isa lang yung cosine, tapos yung r ang papalitan, no? R minus R, R upper, R lower. So, hindi tama yun, ha? Buo siya. So, we have upper, which is cosine 2 times pi over 4 times lower, cosine 2 times 0. So, ayan yung tamang pag-evaluate. Okay, so now, paano ngayon ma-evaluate yan? Okay, yung pi over 4 can be reduced into 2 divided by 4 is 2, no? Kaya cosine pi over 2 na lang. Okay, so nasusundan kasi times 2 eh. So, wala na yung times 2. Minus cosine 2 times 0 is cosine 0. Okay, so parang 45 degrees nga to, ano? Ay, itong pi over 2, hindi na 45 degrees yan. 180 divided by 2 is 90 degrees na yan. Imagine nyo, 90 degrees yan. So, kahit walang calculator, kaya nyong isolve yan. So, review lang tayo ng konti. Paano ba sinusolve yung ganyan na walang calculator? So, kung drawing natin yung Cartesian coordinate system, we have x and y. So, from 0 degrees, 90 in counterclockwise, by 180, 270, and going back to 0 as one complete revolution or 360 degrees. Tatandaan nyo, si cosine x ang equivalent niya. Si sine, si y. Or yung cosine pahiga, kasi nga x, si sine y patayo. So, kung i-evaluate natin yung cosine pi over 2 which is 90 degrees, nasaan ba si 90 degrees? Patayo si 90 degrees. Patayo. So, sabi ko kanina ulit, si cosine, pahiga lang siya kasi x eh. So, ang may value lang kay cosine, dapat yung pahiga na 0 degrees, 180 degrees, or 360. Yun yung may mga value si cosine. Pero pag patayo, 90 and 270, wala. Therefore, cosine of 90 degrees is 0. Negative 1/2. So, yun yung madaling isolve. Madali namang imaginein lang yung Cartesian coordinate. Minus cosine 0 degrees. Ayan, si 0 pahiga. So, ano siya? Okay, nasa first quadrant. So, ang first quadrant, no, ito siya. First quadrant, di ba? Sa first quadrant, ang x dyan ay positive. Dito naman, negative si x. Dito naman sa y, positive, negative. So, may value tayo ni 0, which is 1. No, unit circle yan eh. Napag-aralan nyo sa trigonometry. No, yung unit circle, it means yung radius ko ay what? 1 unit. Parang sinasabi natin siya ay isang malaking bilog. Malaking bilog yan. Ito yung center. Kaya yung radius na to is 1. Kaya unit. So, kung kukunin ko yung, ipa-plot ko yung point dito, xy yan, no? Dito sa point na yan. Okay, xy, no? Coordinates kasi yan. So, yung x ko, 1. Yung y ko, walang y sa horizontal, 0. Okay, dito rin. Yung unit circle yan, 1 yan. So, patayo, wala akong pahiga kasi yung x ko ay 0, yung y ko ay 1. No, sa point naman na to, okay, so meron akong pahiga, pero negative. So, negative 1, wala akong patayo, 0. Okay, dito naman, meron akong patayo, pero negative. So, wala akong pahiga, 0. Yung y ko, patayo, negative 1. So, yung cosine 0, okay, siya ay nasa first quadrant and fourth. So, meron akong 1 na value. So, sarap aralin yung trigo. Okay, so we have negative 1/2. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So negative times negative, it makes it positive. So the answer is just equals to 1/2. Okay? So yan yung examples. So sa book, you still have more examples na pwedeng isolve yun. Okay, and after this, bago tayo mag-proceed doon sa next topic natin, kasi now we are going to discuss the area, pero magkakaroon muna ng isang special topic. Yun yung pare-report ko. So, yung magbo-volunteer sa reporting, sabihin kay Mayor, na para sabihin sa akin nang maibigay ko yung topic na yon. Okay, for your assignment, again, kasi may binigay na akong assignment, kung ano yung sinagutan nyo using Riemanns, yung 5 pinili nyo using Riemanns sa exercise 3, okay, gagamitan nyo naman nito. Okay, yung pagsusolve ng hindi long method na short method na using integral calculus. Okay, so nagigets? So, I think naintindihan naman lahat. Thank you for your time, for your listening. So, again, kung nagustuhan yung video natin, yung discussion natin, kindly hit the like button, share, subscribe, and hit the bell para ma-update kayo sa mga bagong upload kong video. And it's better to share sa mga kaibigan nyo rin na nag-aaral ng calculus. So, thank you very much and God bless us all.